Hey guys, it's Chris Pretty with SmartRealEstateCoach.com. It is a balmy 32 degrees here today in Newport, Rhode Island. First cold day. I want to talk to you. Usually I put these more detailed videos on the members area, but I want to get out a message to everyone, especially before year end, because I'm getting a lot of emails from you guys on my list with topics about your deal profit per transaction. So I'm getting crazy check numbers, like people are telling me $2,500 for a deal, $3,000 for a deal to assign back to the seller. Guys, that's insane. At any price level, that's insane. Let me give you an example, okay? Now, this one happens to be we did 2 sales this week. And by the way, let me address that. From August 1 till October 20th, no, not even, today's the 19th. So from August 1 till October 16th, say 2.5 months, we took 26 properties under contract. 26, guys. I want you to think about that. Forget the per deal profit for a second. If you took that many properties, you could stop working now, take off till January 1st, and start back up again. Now, we're not going to, because we're scaling the business, we have more family members coming in, and things are happening, and we want to put some focus on it. But could we, profit-wise, just stop? Yep. We could take 2.5 months off right now, no problem whatsoever, stop back up sometime mid-January, and be quite happy. Having said that, there are systems that'll help you get to that point where you're just taking properties, boom, 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 10 in August, 10 in September, 6 so far in October. You can do that. We're going to come out with, I'm working on it now, a video course. I'm noticing a gap again in what we have to offer. And I'm going to have a video course that you guys can take your time and do, that's ridiculously affordable, that I walk you through our entire system, from the leads coming in. I'm going to give you a flow chart from the leads coming in, how to do that, to how they're handled internally, to the internal checklist, to getting them sold. Now that's all involved in our coaching, but I'm going to give you the best I can by video, and you won't be able to, do a lot of Q&A, but it'll help you get past where you are right now. Let me show you this one deal, talking about per deal profits. Right now, our averages have creeped up a little bit. We're just under $15,000 per deal for the assign outs. I call them AOs. We assign them out back to the seller, and just under $50,000 for the sandwich deals. If you're not hitting those numbers, we got to get you there. Now let me give you an example of a real deal. The code on this one, if you want to ask me about it, is 250 NNC. Okay. This was a property that was an expired listing that I called, not my VA. Coincidentally, I looked it up this morning, and it was expired at $478. It's near beaches. It's a pretty cool house. It had been used as a rental for years. When I met the owner, this was key thing for you to know. When I met the owner, I realized that she was business savvy, real estate savvy, in her 70s, owned a bunch of property, wants to give us more property now that she understands our system. But I didn't know that going in. So you just never know where it's going to lead you. Here's what we did. We signed, I knew going in that this deal was going to be an AO, because people say to me, how do you know if you want to stay in it or not? Sometimes you don't. But this I did. She owns a bunch of property. She doesn't need me in the middle collecting a spread, even if there is one. It doesn't need me in the middle. So here's what we agreed on. We signed an agreement that said she was going to get a minimum net of $460, and we played around with the monthly. Long story short, we got her $1,500 a month. But here's the important part. Okay? Here's what I did. I gave her an example on the spot. You always want to give an example. I say, look, this is minimum, but I'm usually going to beat that. And here's the example I gave, because I keep it on a yellow piece of paper and I throw it in the file, because I negotiate different things with different sellers, and this goes back to your profit per deal. I showed her that if I go on for $480, I said, I don't know what the deposit's going to be, but if I took a $20,000 deposit, they would owe you $460 at closing. That's already your minimum, but I'll also give you 30% of this. Now guys, I've been as high as 50%, and I used to give that as a given. I'd give away 50%. Now we're talking about profit per deal, right? So no, on this one I said, you're going to get 30% of that. So now instead of netting $460, you're going to net $466. She was quite happy with that. Again, real estate savvy. Here's what I did in reality. I wanted $485. We actually got a 25 grand deposit. We wrote this up yesterday. Now it's not coming all at once. It's going to be 10 up front. We're in October now. It's going to be 10 when they close it in October. I'm going from memory. It's going to be 5 in January. It's going to be 5 on or before April 30th, or when they sell their Harley Davidson, which could be sooner, and it's going to be 5 in June or July. Okay, that's the plan. But each one of those we get 30% of. Okay, so follow this. They owe her $460 at closing, coincidentally exactly what I told her. Now, it doesn't always work out like that. But she's going to get 30% of this, which is $7,500. So the seller actually got net $467.5. We did a 24-month lease purchase. Okay, this person's in law school. She'll get financing, no problem. We had her pre-qualified. She's good to go. Now, what do we get out of this? Well, we get the balance here. So our assignment fee here on this one deal is $17,500. Now that's not it, guys. In the agreement up here, we say we're very clear, we're going to keep the first month's lease. If you're not doing that, you're throwing away a couple $1,000s. In this case, $1,500 is a low one, but still, add the $1,500 to this. What do you have? A $19,000 AO deal out. No, long-term relationship there. We will stay with. We tend to be very good at staying with the people with their credit repair and whatnot because it's our reputation. We're not required to. You're signing it back. You're getting a general release from all liability. But we stay on it. My assistant Sue calls and makes sure that we kind of push them a little bit with their credit repair. And we want referrals out of that, right, from the sellers. So $19,000, that just pulled our average up. If our average was $15,000, we just pulled our average up, didn't we? So that's what we're constantly looking at. Do we throw away deals that, like the other day I sent one out for the wholesale for $5,000? No, I don't throw them away, but I'm constantly looking to bring up the assignment out deal profit per deal and the sandwich lease profit per deal. And there's many ways of doing that. But in this case, what did we negotiate to get a better profit per deal for you to understand? 30% going back to the seller, not 50, and an extra month's rent. So if they start occupancy December 1, which they do, the seller doesn't get their first rent until 12/30 for January. We get the first one. But they get $7,500 up front. Where are we? Right here. So not a bad deal, guys. Concentrate super hard and focused on 2016 for your per profit. Don't go out and do 10 deals at $2 or $3 grand. It's a total waste of your time. Think creatively. Get your butt into the coaching program, bare minimum into our membership site, and understand what it takes to do some high profits per deal. Now, if you guys have not looked at the new partnership program we just came out with, it's on the Hour Levels tab of the website. If you haven't looked at that yet, check that out. That might be a good happy medium for some of you that can't afford the coaching right now, because it has me calling your leads in your marketplace and you tying up that territory. I'm not going to call it a franchise, but you can look at it like that. And then I send you out to get the contracts done after I already negotiated for you. And while I'm doing that, I send you the audio of the call so you can learn from it. So it's not like I'm doing the work and you're not understanding what's going on. I'm going to do the upfront legwork. I'm going to get the deal for you. I'm going to send you the audios of the calls. So each time we do one, you're getting better and better at it, and eventually you don't need me. Okay? It's a great program. So let me know if you're interested in that. Send me a private email to chris@smartrealestatecoach.com, and let's work on getting your deals looking like this, $15,000, $19,000, $20,000 per deal. Make it a great week.